Alright, so, summary for the Grizzled. Well, let's see how to start this. I guess I would say that the Grizzled is very much a game that is going to give you what you are willing to put into it. This is a game that at its core is fairly simple, kind of middle of the road mechanics. Nothing too flashy or out there or really anything we haven't seen before in one incarnation or another. What makes this so special is the extra little touches that go into it. It's the game reaching out its hand to you and saying, come, join us in the war. And if you are willing to take that hand, Grizzled will take you through a wonderful, emotional, almost traumatic experience as, you struggle desperately to help these, in many cases, real people through the war, sane and intact, and not just your character, but every other character, because it's a group of friends who are just not willing to leave others behind, whether in reality or in their heads. And it's a very, very powerful journey if you let it be. I personally come from a long line of, military people at Army, Navy, all over the place, and it's so easy to connect all the stories I've grown up on to what we're doing here. And the art style is just, it's utterly fantastic, especially if you've ever read any, Tintin books or anything like that. It all feels very familiar, and while at first glance it looks a little silly almost, it develops a feeling of realness. You can envision someone having drawn this. A lot of, the art you see in games, you figure it's at least partially computer generated, a lot of it photoshopped and glossed over, and this just, it feels very real, like something someone would take a pencil and put onto paper.
Yeah.
I'm sure the artist can comment on that.
No, it's an amazing aesthetic. It's very old school, original. I'd say original, but it's not the proper words. Sleep, that all thing. Anyway, sorry, rambling. It's beautiful, and it's not super bright, but it gets everything that.
Mm-hmm.
The peace card is the brightest thing out there, but it conveys the theme very well in its simplicity. Mm-hmm. Is what I think I'm trying to say. So.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely, and it's the real. Well, I keep saying real, but the real world connection. Like I said, many of the people involved in this game, from what I've heard, are related to these characturs.
Well, yeah, there's a little excerpt in the rulebook.
Yeah, to other. Okay, that's where I read it. Okay, or other soldiers in the war, World War I haven't named it at any point. I just realized, but World War I.
You named the year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So any history buff will have gotten it. But anyway, so last I checked, this was running around $20 or so. And again, if you're willing to put yourself into it, it's a remarkable experience, unmatched in anything I've personally encountered. Not that it's the greatest game ever made, but that it's a wonderful experience of its own. But if you're the type that more, enjoys, say, the Euros of the world, you're more looking to score your points and maximize your game and such, then this doesn't really offer anything new for you. So, you'd probably want to give it a pass. But again, at $20, it might be worth the gamble.
Yeah.
You're going to spend that on coffee in a week probably, so.
People could spend that on coffee in a day.
Some people, I'm sure. But yeah, no, so I think that probably about sums it up pretty nicely, unless I've forgotten anything.
No?
Well, alright then.
Well, another thing the rulebook mentions is a lot of these are following, like, they're French.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the French. I mean, the names kind of give it away.
Yeah.
But I thought that was neat also.
Yep. Yeah, I'm guessing that there's probably some sort of connection between the artist that died in the Charlie Hebdo attack and, one of the soldiers or a soldier, elsewhere in the war. I don't know that for certain though. It seems like it would be an appropriate connection if there is one. But nonetheless, it's all just. Well, you've heard me ramble. I don't need to repeat myself.
Well, and once you've gotten into the theme, I mean, this game gives you the elation of either total victory or the crushing defeat of, oh, we didn't make it.
Sometimes it's hard to feel victorious at the end of this game.
Right?
It really does that war trauma just fantastically.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. It's super intense. But yeah, no, so that's probably enough rambling right there.
Yeah, sorry.
But you get it. The games like this get us going. So,
Well, and another thing is the setup and teardown is beautifully simple. It's as simple as the game. I mean,
indeed.
some games can take you as long to set up and take down as it is to play it, and this one is not that.
Indeed. All right. Well, until next time, get off your computer and go play some more games.